Okay, a lot of you have been wondering how to go about using Rain AI. Today we're going to go over a simple, very simple, patrol and detect AI in Rain. So, what we're going to do first is obviously we're going to open a new project in a new scene, and we're going to select 3D object, and it's going to be a plane, and we're going to make it a little bit bigger. And we're going to create a material so that we can actually colour it. So we'll call this green. And we'll set it to green. And we'll apply it to our floor so it gives us a better view. Next of all, what we're going to do is we are going to put a couple of obstacles on basically our play area. So I'm going to select a cube. Zoom in a bit. In fact, what I'll do at the moment is I'll create another material which is going to be red. So that we can colour our cube red. So we're going to zero that out. We'll move it into the centre a bit. It's a bit high. I don't know why it ended up there. But anyway. So we have our cube. Move it into the centre a bit. And what we'll do is we'll scale up. I'll tell you what we'll do is we'll knock up to 10. Move up. No, that's fine. Well, actually what we'll do is we'll make it a bit taller. Okay, so if we look down on that, we'll do is we'll actually make it a bit longer again. Right, and we'll give it a little bit of rotation. And then what we'll do is we'll duplicate it. And we'll duplicate it again. And we'll rotate that back round to, let's say, there. Okay, so that gives us some obstacles in our play area. What we want to do now is we actually are going to create a nav mesh. It's a navigation mesh. So what we're going to do is we're going to select all the cubes. We're going to make them static, and then we're going to add them to a layer called, let's say, scenery, which I've already created, luckily enough. And what we're going to do now is go into terrain and create a navigation mesh. We're going to go to display mode, put on navigation mesh. I'm going to change the walkable height to 1, leave everything else as is, and then click generate. And as you can see, that didn't work for the very reason that we didn't actually include the plane. So we're going to have to do that again. So just click on the navigation mesh and clear it, and then generate again. And you'll notice there that I haven't been doing this very long, because what I've actually not done is scale the size for the actual navigation mesh. So now we've included all our play area, we can generate again. You'll see it now takes a bit longer. You'll see it generate the navigation mesh. So if you look down here, what you'll see is walkable areas in blue. The green areas round about the objects are the non-walkable areas. So that should quite nicely give us an area to work with. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add a model. Now I've got one here, which is this wizard dude. So I'm going to add him in, and let's add him here. Okay, so and what we're going to do now is, first of all, we are going to give him an AI. And you'll have seen this before if you've been mucking around with it and all the rest of it. At the moment, we're going to leave that. We've got the mind here, which we're going to be setting up in the behaviour in a minute or two. In the memory, we're going to leave that blank. Basic motor, we're going to leave blank. The basic animator. What we're going to do here is we're going to make him walk around. So we're going to select a state, and that's going to bring up all the different animations. In this case, we're just going to use walk. So we're going to select walk, and we're going to change the name to walk. And we're going to have it on loop, and that's basically that. We're going to go to basic navigator and leave that blank. And for the moment, we are going to add this later, but we're going to leave the sensors blank. Once we actually go into the second part of this, which is the detecting the player, then we're going to actually fill this in. But for the moment, we'll leave it blank. And again, for the custom components, we're going to leave that blank as well. So the next part is what we're going to do is we're actually going to make him walk around a waypoint as if he was patrolling an area. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to rain, create new waypoint route. Here, this is going to bring up the waypoint route, and what we're going to do is we're going to do control add, which is going to add our first point, which you can't see until I do that. So we're just going to add them, let's say here. Once you've actually moved it into position, probably the best idea is to look at the top down so that you can see where the point is. Now what I'm going to try to do here is show you the patrolling guy actually avoiding the obstacles. Moving to the waypoints, but avoiding the obstacles. Now when you set these, the patrolling guy won't move directly to the point, but he will move to the point. So you'll see him probably move out here and then move around. So what we're going to do is we're going to set that waypoint route. We've now got that object and we've got waypoint 1. Once you've placed it, the best idea is to hit drop to surface, and that moves it down to the bottom. So you've not got any problems with height issues. Now I'm going to add another. And let's say we'll move it to here. Again, once we're happy with the position, we'll drop to surface and then add another. This is going to be our final one. So once we're again happy with the position, drop to surface, and that's us done. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to rename this to route 1. Okay, so that's the first part done. We've got our nav mesh, which is going to give us the objects in our way so that we can move around them, and we've got a path to walk around. Now what he's going to do is normally they move to the nearest one and then start going around from 1 to 2 to 3 and then back to 1, 2 and 3. But he's only going to do that once we set up our AI. So at the moment, if I hit play, down in this corner here, you'll see nothing happen. Okay, so we've got our AI. So we click back on our AI and we click on our basic mind and open the behavior menu. Now, as you can see here, I've already got this, but I'm going to create it from nothing to take you guys through it. Okay, so we're going to create a new behavior tree, and we'll say P&D, patrol and detect. Okay, that. Okay, so that gives us the start of our behavioral tree. Now, first part of what we're going to do is we're going to create a parallel. Then we're going to create a decision called waypoint patrol. And in this, we're going to create an action called move. Next, we'll go back up to parallel and we're going to create an action called animate. If you don't create these in parallel with a branching node in between, then the animation won't work. It simply won't work. So what we're going to do here is go into the waypoint patrol and we've got the route here. So what we can do is we can put in brackets route 1. That means that this AI is going to use route 1. We're not going to ping pong, we're just going to loop. The move target variable is going to be move target. And that is basically it for the waypoint patrol. Now, in the move, let's change this so you can see it a bit better. We're going to say patrol. This doesn't change anything, it's just basically the node on the branches that you see. The move target is going to be move target, which is set up in the patrol thing. The move speed, we'll set it to 1, and basically we'll leave it at that. Now, in the animate, if you remember rightly, we set up the animation to be walk. So hopefully now, if we press play, he doesn't move. Okay, so what have we done wrong?